Hi guys, welcome to another foodie book club. This month I was reading Raymond Blanc's A Taste of My Life, it's called. I'm sorry this video is a little bit late in coming. I don't know why, I just didn't get around to reading this book when I intended to. It's only because I've had a cold this week, so I've kind of been a bit more laid back and like snuggled in on the sofa that I thought, oh, I'll actually read it. And once I started reading it, I did really enjoy it, so I don't know why I didn't read it sooner. It doesn't have any major like scintillating revelations or it's not like a kiss and tell, I guess, that you sometimes get in biography style books. It's just a pleasant read, and it's filled with lots of nice recipes, and there's a lot of information about his childhood and growing up and how food influenced him from a young age. So he used to do a lot of foraging, and his family, his mother taught him how to cook and his father taught him how to forage and catch food. So it's really interesting, and that kind of background, and it explains a lot about how he finally came to food. But it also seems like he started as a waiter, and he was a waiter for like 6 years, and then he was opening a restaurant. He didn't have like a classical training apart from growing up in France and being brought up on very traditional French cooking. It was a really interesting read, and definitely one for those kind of like lazy, laid-back days. There's lots of recipes in it, which is nice. It's one you could definitely dip in and out of. It doesn't really follow his life in chronological order. There's a tale at the beginning about a tomato essence that his mom used to serve him, and then it kind of jumps forward to him trying to recreate that in his restaurant. So it's not really detailed, like nitty-gritty, this is what he did to get his restaurant, this is what he did to get his Michelin stars. It's more linked to childhood flavours and how he carries those forward through into his adult life and into his cooking career, and the fact that the garden has always been a big influence because of all of the foraging and the growing that he did at home with his family, which is why I was interested in it. I was interested in the balance of food and gardening, because obviously having the allotment, I'm really interested in translating those flavours from the plot onto the table in the best way that I can. So I was interested in the discussion that he had about eating seasonally, which is such a huge thing, but it's something that we just don't do as much as we used to. So that was a really, it was just nice. The whole book was pleasant, but I just felt it didn't have like a real exciting point or anything to it. But I don't think that was a bad thing. It was just a comforting read from beginning to end. Next month I'm going to be reading Eat and Run by Scott Jurek, and that's about a vegan ultra marathon runner, so I think that'll be a really interesting one. And again, it's kind of got that food theme running through it, and it's a lot about how he manages to compete with like a plant-based lifestyle. So I thought that would be an interesting read if you would like to read along too. Thanks for watching guys, see you soon. I love the idea of being self-sufficient, and every time I looked up books about self-sufficiency, this book always came up.